Hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Like my actual birthday.
It is. It's your real 100% birthday.
You know how birthdays are sometimes. I'm super excited. I don't think that the people know yet, but last year for our birthdays, we did an entire month long of birthday celebrations.
We did. We may have gone overboard.
It might have been too much. So we're actually just celebrating today.
Yeah.
But we're celebrating in my favorite way, which is getting to talk about stories that are my favorite trope.
Yes. And what is your favorite trope?
Red String of Fate.
Which, if you didn't know, how did you not know?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't come up super often. It's not like it's in every story, you know? Mm-hmm. Not like how you can find an office romance and they all follow the exact same trajectory and you read it and eat it up every single time. Red String of Fate, I feel like there's a little bit more variety, for sure.
There definitely is.
But my favorite comfort read of all time is a Red String story.
Yes.
So my Red String of Fate.
Which we talked about a long time ago when we were giving our comfort reads that we go back to again and again, and yours was my Red String of Fate.
I have already reread it this year.
Yeah, I purchased it. I have not read it yet, and I didn't read it for today. I read something else that you have not read.
Shocking, genuinely.
Like, actually shocking, but I wanted to gift you with this story that I think you're gonna love.
I'm so excited. What a gift. But yeah, I mean, it's something that comes up somewhat often. I feel like some of the real major contenders for my favorite stories of all time are all Red String stories.
Yeah.
So like Bloody Sweet is a weird take on a red string.
I love that one.
Yeah, more like a bond between like master servant almost. Mm-hmm. But love that story. And then obviously my Red String of Fate. And you also have Red Thread Quest, which isn't completed yet, but I'm just listing it as one of my all-time favorites because it's perfect.
Yeah.
You haven't read that one either. But you should.
I haven't read that one yet. But we also have another kind of red string story going on too with our Dawn May Buddy read, which we will be talking about again soon.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. Just like really sticking with the birthday theme.
Yeah.
But not stretching it out for an entire month. I think that's important. That was almost too strong.
That was a coincidence. That wasn't like an intentional, we're going to only read red string stories for a month.
Yeah, which I would do. Don't challenge me. I'll do it. So today we're going to talk about red string stories. I did read two ones that are new to me.
Yes.
And one of them is new to you. But I'm really excited to dive in. So the first one I'm talking about today is The Thread Never Burned. This story is by Goodman and Manyang. It's available on Leeson. It's end of season 1. And there's 35 episodes and 2 special episodes. Right off the bat, the fact that this was red string, but also with tags mystery, gangster, and supernatural, I was like, man, I gotta know.
Yeah.
Like, the curiosity, it killed the cat. This story is very different from any of the other ones that I even mentioned at the beginning. This story follows Jiwon. He is a con artist, and he's pretending to be a shaman. He does this just to exploit people for money, gives like fake predictions, tells them to go do a couple prayers, and he just reaps the benefits. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately for him, he has been put on the radar of a gang leader. And this gang leader is actually now in like a turf war with his brother because the leader of the Hosan gang died. And so now it's between him and his brother as to who takes the rightful place as the leader of this gang. Mm-hmm. Now, Teo is known for being a very devout believer in all things shamanistic. So he finds out that there's this really good shaman, and he's immediately asking for information and trying to find him. So Jiwon's packing his shit up and trying to get out of there. He's like, nope, I'll do my operations elsewhere. And his partner in crime, Ji-young, she's like, listen, like, just play it cool. Because I'm pretty sure he's already right there. And literally as he goes to leave, Teo and his entire group of people from the mafia are right outside the door. So Jiwon's like, oh, I was just stepping out, but I'll do a reading for you. And Teo is requesting a reading as to what the fates are and how he should inflict pain and death on some of his enemies. So not a typical request.
Coming on a little strong.
Yeah, so Jiwon does this fake reading, gives him all the information, and then is like, okay, I really need to fucking bolt. Like, get me away from this situation. As he tries to skip town, Taeyo's like, did you give me a fake reading? And they track him down. And he's like, why would you possibly try to escape? That's suspicious. So Jiwon's like, didn't consider that angle. That sucks. And in a panic, he says, I fled because in my reading, I saw that I am supposed to be a talisman for you. You're supposed to keep me close. And that was intimidating to me. Mm-hmm. And I just felt I needed to get out and clear my head. And Taeyo's like, oh, what do you mean you're my talisman? He's like, I'm basically like a good luck charm for you. Just trying to save his ass.
So you can't kill me.
Yeah, that energy. Exactly. Yeah. And so Taeyo's like, well, if you're my good fortune, then you're not going anywhere. So he takes him to his mansion and he's like, you're going to be here with me. And I decide if and when you leave. And the answer is you don't. So he's confined to this room. They form a sexually explicit relationship where he's like, transfer whatever good luck to me, hand it over. And
why is that always how the luck is transferred? Or listen, anything?
Who am I to judge? Okay. It was Jiwon's reading. And it actually does delve into the fact that he does say that it involves them having an intimate relationship, thinking that this is what's going to keep Taeyo from wanting to do it.
Where he's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly.
Yeah. And Taeyo's like, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Listen, he's taking one for the team.
More devout than Jiwon believed previously, I'll tell you that. So Jiwon is genuinely not finding this as bad as he thought he was. Mm-hmm. And as he starts this relationship with Taeyo, he begins having dreams that show him in like historical Korea and a god of the mountains that look exactly like Taeyo. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's a weird dream. Sounds made up. But as they sleep together, every time they come in contact, it's like building a story. And he's like watching what we can only assume is their past life at this point just build and grow. And so he's getting kind of weirded out by this. Taeyo is also finding him to be a very good and consistent luck charm. Like, he notices immediately that everything seems to be turning around. Literally, Jiwon gives him this fugly little keychain and is like, oh, you have to carry this around. It's a good luck charm. And Taeyo says he's not going to take it, but ends up taking it with him one day. And he chooses to go into a different limousine, and the one he was supposed to go into explodes. So he's immediately like, you're the real deal. You're my good luck charm.
Now, did he give him that keychain also thinking, well, it didn't work that I said we had to have this relationship, I'll give him an ugly keychain? Because it seems like a step backwards.
Don't you think? But yeah, Ji Young, his partner in crime, she's like, wouldn't it be funny if you just had him try this keychain? Let's just see how much he trusts you.
Let's just fuck with him.
Yeah, let's just like see how deep the trust runs. Yeah. And how deep of shit you are right now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's in deep shit. Deep water.
How ugly is this keychain?
I mean, it's like, to Taeyo, hideous.
Yeah.
Think like Hello Kitty, but not quite.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of like, looks like a little kid toy, and he's supposed to carry it around. He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
But obviously, Taeyo is now even more convinced that everything's real. And Jiwon even is like, man, I'm pretty good at this. Like, maybe I really was meant to be a shaman. I don't know. While he's at this manor, he sneaks out a couple of times because obviously being locked in a room, not great.
Yeah.
And he does end up getting some approvals from the guards. They're like, fine, you can like walk around for 30 minutes, but come back. So he uses his time wisely. And unfortunately, he runs into somebody that seems extremely suspicious, who's like, who are you? I've heard that Taeyo's keeping something very special in his room, but I didn't realize it was a living, breathing human being. Mm-hmm. And it is Taeyo's brother and rival for assuming the leader of the gang position, Jae-sok.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't know this immediately, but he's able to put two and two together pretty quickly. And Jae-sok is also like, you're a good luck charm. Why don't you be my good luck charm? Because sounds like you could just do it at will. So why not? And Jiwon's like, that's not how fate works. Sorry.
But, I mean, if he's really trying to save his own skin, I feel like you know, he's kind of got to go with it.
You'd think so. He turns it down.
Yeah.
He's like, no, listen, like I'm here for Teo. Like he's the one who employed me. And I don't know if it's him trying to get more money, but like I wouldn't do that shit for free. I'll tell you that. So then you have Jasoc really kind of keeping tabs. You see him sneaking into the manor a lot while Teo is gone. And Jiwon's starting to get suspicious. And since he genuinely likes Teo as a person at this point, he's like, what is Jasoc doing? So he kind of takes matters into his own hands. You find out that people extremely close to Teo are all betraying him.
Oh, no.
Like, everyone is building this up so that Jasoc can eventually take over as the lead. And he's really conflicted about this. He's like, I'm glad that whatever is happening is genuinely keeping him safe, because his right-hand man picked an arranged marriage for him, and it's set up for failure. Like, her twin brother is trying to kill him because he's also the twin brother in love with Jasoc. So this entire situation is just kind of everyone against Teo. And Jiwon starts realizing he has genuine feelings for Teo. As his dreams start building more and more, he's really feeling connected to Teo, and also like, I feel like I know you. Like, we must have some sort of a connection to one another that I couldn't previously explain, because how else would I genuinely be giving you good luck? Or is this all just coincidence? That's crazy. So he starts taking matters into his own hands, trying to do some digging with all of these people. He goes to the twin brother of Teo's arranged fiance, and he's like, ugh, arranged marriages are so hard. I'm just so in love with Teo. What am I going to do to just pry information? And the twin brother starts talking to him about his feelings for Jasoc and what their plans are to make sure that Jasoc goes into this new position. And Teo overhears Jiwon's love confession. And he's like, you love me? Aw, I kind of love you too. So they end up realizing that they have genuine feelings. He's like, look, I got to do this arranged marriage because that's the only way I'm going to be able to succeed. But trust me, there's not feelings involved. It's just a actual business arrangement.
Yeah.
So they end up sleeping together, and Jiwon gets a full view of an entire past life linking him and Teo. Teo was a mountain god that had rescued him, and Jiwon at multiple points was pulled towards this mountain because it had connected the two of them, and he had several opportunities to sever ties and directly chose to not only go and visit the mountain god and have this relationship, but to tie himself even further to him. So where season 1 leaves off is that Jasoc reaches out to Jiwon and tells him, I can help you escape from here and you won't ever have to look back. And Jiwon genuinely being conflicted because he doesn't want to leave Teo behind.
Yeah.
So that's where we leave off.
It sounds really good. I kind of forgot that you were describing a Red String of Fate story for a while.
Yeah.
Since it's a little gangstery, but man.
I tell you, it's very light on the Red String of Fate.
Yeah.
But they're definitely tied to one another. And that's kind of part of the mystery, is like piecing together what their fated love has been and what it is now.
Did you say this was ongoing or complete?
It's ongoing, end of season 1 right now.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm hoping it comes back soon. This one has some of the most gorgeous title panels I've ever seen in my life, to the point I have set some of them as the background screen on my phone because they're just so pretty. So I highly recommend this one. Plus, it's always good to get caught up when it's end of season.
Yeah.
Then you can just go week over week.
Yeah. Well, the one that I have for you is also on hiatus, so you can catch up with it.
Yay.
It is on Webtoon. It's called Love Me Not, and that's not like you tie, Knot. And this is 156 episodes, which sounds like a lot.
That is a lot.
But I will tell you that I read this in 2 days. I read like 100 episodes on one day, and then after work read like the remaining 50 something.
So binge worthy.
Yeah. It's really, really easy to binge.
Yeah.
It's like got enough substance to keep you interested, but it just flows so easily that it was just quick to get through.
Yay.
I loved this one. So we have our main character, Avery, and she's a college student, and she can see the strings of fate that everyone has. Not everyone can see them, but she has always been able to see them ever since she was little. And when she was little, she even started asking people, like, why do you guys have these strings? And everyone was telling her, like, I don't know what you're talking about, you crazy little girl.
Yeah.
So she has a red string, but it's broken. It's not connected to anything.
Aww.
So she thinks that this has something to do with, like, maybe why she can see it and no one else can, because she doesn't know anyone else who has a broken string.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just has always kind of been resigned to the fact that she's not going to ever have a partner or a relationship.
Aww.
Because she doesn't have a string, and she doesn't want to get involved with people who she can clearly see are meant to be with someone else.
Yeah.
Although, like, you can see her two best friends, their strings are connected to each other, and they are dating other people at various points. So you can see that, like, it's not that because you're fated to be together, you're just automatically going to be together even if you know each other. It's still going through life. She just kind of refuses to participate.
Yeah.
So she's walking around campus and she sees another guy who has a broken string.
Aww.
And his name is Noah. And she goes up to him and asks him, do you believe in soulmates? Mm-hmm. And he's like, what? And so they start talking. And then he sees that she has the severed string. They can both see it. And they don't acknowledge it right away, but he does immediately propose.
That's crazy. I don't know anyone who's ever done that.
Me either.
Which, if anyone actually wants Annie lore, especially on Annie's birthday, yeah, my husband did that, basically. So,
yeah.
Look at that. Sometimes when you know, you know.
Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily work out for them the same way, because they're like kind of awkward, because she's asking him, do you believe in soulmates? He's saying, will you marry me? And they kind of don't really know where to go from here.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is they do agree to see each other again. And he wants to meet up at the cafe again. So they do end up running into his roommate as they're getting ready to leave this first encounter. His roommate's name is Hayden. And Hayden just so happens to be dating Avery's best friend, Olivia. Now, Hayden also has a severed string. And Avery is, like, kind of freaking out because she has never met someone with a severed string before, and now she's meeting two back to back.
Okay, so Hayden, question.
Mm-hmm.
Can he see the strings?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Avery does confront him, and she's like, why are you dating Olivia? You can see the severed strings, because things kind of progress, and
I feel like that's not her place.
we discover that all of the people who have severed strings can see the strings. That's like the commonality. And so she goes up to him and she's like, why are you doing this? You know, you can see that she's meant for someone else. And he's like, yeah, I can see that, but they're not together now, and she's interested in me and I'm interested in her, so why can't we have a connection while the time is, you know, current?
Yeah.
And Avery does kind of realize that she's maybe crossed a line and gone too far. So she steps back a little bit from that.
We love some accountability.
Yeah. So, but she doesn't completely, like, step back, because she does continue to meddle by pushing Isaac, who is the guy, her other best friend who Olivia's meant to be with, and saying, like, you need to pursue her. And Olivia does break up with Hayden because she's like, I'm just not feeling it. You know,
Yeah.
I like you, but I still have feelings for Isaac. It doesn't feel fair to you that I'm in this relationship with you while having feelings for someone else.
Mature.
Yeah, and Hayden's like, no hard feelings. It's all good.
Yeah.
And one thing I love about Avery is she's really oblivious, but also, like, just for herself, because there are several times where people are flirting with her where she doesn't pick up on it. But with Olivia and Isaac, she's like, if you guys would just fucking talk. So she's on the same page as me on the, like, let's all communicate, please.
The amount of times I've heard that exact same sentence come out of your mouth. I'm like, I'm sorry, are you actually Avery? That's crazy.
So everything keeps, moving on. Olivia and Isaac do end up getting together pretty quickly. They kind of resolve the whole misunderstanding, miscommunication stuff going on between them. Avery starts getting close to Hayden because Hayden and Noah are roommates.
But Noah proposed.
Yeah, but they go on a date and it's very awkward. They cannot talk to each other. Like, neither one of them knows how to proceed. And so it's just like a, ugh.
Yeah.
And they agree to be friends, but she runs into Hayden in the laundry room and finds out that he writes her favorite books. And so he's like, oh, if you, stop by our apartment, I'll give you a signed copy of whatever book that she wanted. And she's like, oh, yes, please.
Listen, we're book girlies.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Come on over. I'll give you a signed book. Please.
Yes.
I'll bake you cupcakes.
So she goes over, she gets the book. They continue to get close to each other. And they really do have a mature conversation about it because Avery does tell Olivia, I have feelings for Hayden. Mm-hmm. And Olivia's like, it's kind of weird because we dated, but also like, I broke up with him because I didn't have feelings for him. It's not that I dislike him or that anything bad happened between us. So, thanks for telling me. And it's okay if you guys end up dating. So they do end up dating. And then they go to a coffee shop. And she runs into a girl in the bathroom. Her name is Dahlia. And
what a pretty name.
I know. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Dahlia also has a severed string. And Dahlia immediately starts flirting with Avery. And like, that's just her. She's flirting with everyone. And it's so funny because Hayden knows her. They went to school together like a while ago.
Yeah.
And so once Hayden finds out that Dahlia ran into Avery, he's like, did she flirt with you? You were so her type. And, then she goes on and flirts with Noah too. So like, it's a little messy.
Good for Dahlia.
Yeah. She's just kind of doing whatever. And
we love a free spirit.
She is against the strings. So they all kind of deal with being able to see these strings in a different way. Mm-hmm. So like Avery has decided, I'm never going to get in a romantic relationship ever because I can see that I'm not meant to be with any of these people. Mm-hmm. Hayden is like, why worry about the future? We need to focus on the now. Like, just because I'm not connected to any of these people doesn't mean I don't deserve connections.
And can't relate, but like, good for you.
And Dahlia's like, I'm going to absolutely ignore the strings and I just want to kind of be with different people, but I absolutely will never be connected to anyone.
Party
girl.
It.
She loves it. After they run into Dahlia, Hayden starts kind of acting a little bit weird and you find out that they have a history. They never really dated, but they were friends and he had feelings for her. And then she ghosted him and just completely left town. And so he has unresolved issues with that.
Yeah.
And Avery is like, okay, let's take a break. Hayden and her. Mm-hmm. And so they end up taking a break for a while. Avery kind of has to do some growth on her own. And Hayden ends up confronting Dahlia and saying, like, why did you just ghost me? Like, that's not cool. Mm-hmm. And they kind of have their own little moment of growth as well. Avery and Hayden do end up getting back together. It's like a very messy story. Mm-hmm. And
if there were strings, they'd be tangled.
The strings, they would be tangled. So we end up finding out some different things about the strings while all of this is going on. So we know that these people have severed strings.
Yeah.
There are also obviously people who just have their strings that are connected to the different people. Mm-hmm. Avery's brother doesn't have a string at all. Never has.
Okay.
And Hayden's parents both have severed strings that they've tied together.
Aww.
So they've kind of chosen their own fate, which is what Hayden ultimately wants to do. He's like, I want to find someone else who has a severed string and kind of decide my own fate.
Yeah.
So at the end of season 1, which is not where the story ends, but it's where I'm going to leave you because I don't want to tell you too much because I do think you will want to read this one.
Yeah.
But at the end of season 1, Hayden and Avery have just gotten back together, and Avery wakes up after staying the night at Hayden's place, and her string is gone.
Like entirely?
Entirely gone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't do that's criminal.
Yeah. Now you have to go read it.
Now I have to go read it. Oh my gosh. It sounds so good.
It is such a good one. And I've never seen a story like this. It is very focused on the red strings.
Yeah.
But I love the way that everyone handles it differently and kind of deals with their fate or lack of fate in their own way.
That feels very real.
And it's just so good. All of the characters, like, you can see them grow over time and how they're kind of dealing with these things and dealing with all of these developing relationships and unresolved feelings. And it's just so good. I loved it.
I'm so excited to read this one.
Yeah.
I did not have this anywhere on my radar.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy.
I don't even know how I found it. Like,
it found you.
It found me.
The red string.
It really did. And it was right after we had talked about wanting to read Red Strings. And then this one was like, hey, this one, read it. I was like, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was your red string right there. Well, the last one that I have to talk about today is one that I know that you have read, but I've finally come around and read it. This is Tied to You. It's by Chelius and Watt. It's completed on many different platforms. So wherever you're reading, if you're reading on Tapas, Tappytoon, Manta, Leeson, it's there.
It's also completed in physical copies as well, if you want to read it that way.
Only 4 volumes.
Yeah.
So not bad at all. This I would label as like a BL drama love triangle. And I think we're sticking with the messy theme to end out the episode today.
Yeah.
Because she's messy.
Yeah.
So this story follows red strings in a really different way that I haven't seen before, which is that once people are adults, if they come into physical contact with the person that they're fated to be with, a red string ring appears on their finger. And you can only see it, like, you and the fated partner. So, like, other people don't know who it is that you're fated to be with, but you become very aware. And it also causes some problems for you. So, right off the bat, like, yes, it's like, oh, you'll never be happier than when you're with that person. But also, you cannot sleep or, like, find peace or rest without that person by your side.
Yeah.
Talk about inconvenient. Like, I can't be with my husband all the time.
I mean, truly, like, what if you want to go on vacation with your friends?
Then your partner's going too, I guess. Like, they can go on a solo trip. No, that's not happening. You wouldn't be able to sleep. So, this story follows Woo-seo. He is desperately in love with his best friend, Jisuk. Mm-hmm. And listen, this one is one where I was like, communication really could have helped this situation a little bit, but it was lacking on all sides. So I don't really have any fingers to point at anybody. It feels like just no one in this story knows how to talk to each other.
The finger really needs to be pointed at you.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a hypocrite.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah. But, like, listen, am I wrong? No.
No,
that's
but you're
a perfectly correct take.
No, but you're a hypocrite.
I'm not wrong. I'm just a hypocrite, and that's okay. So, Woo-seo loves his best friend Jisuk. They have been friends since high school. They're in college now, like, well into college. And he's just always been pining. He knows that Jisuk's not gay. He's just kept it to himself. And he's like, look, this is how I get to have Jisuk in my life is, you know, some things stay internal. But how unfortunate for him to realize that he's had contact with Jisuk, loves him absolutely, but they've had plenty of contact as adults, like high fives, whatever else, nothing. Yeah. No ring. Now, Woo-seo does go to visit Jisuk's apartment because they are in the same class. They're working on a group project. And while he's there, he runs into Jisuk's older brother, Jigyeon. And Jigyeon is his former tutor for high school and also has harbored feelings for Wuseo for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, it started as an admiration of, like, he's a really good kid to, like, as he grew into an adult being like, oh, he's, like, pretty cute. And then as soon as he knew Wuseo liked his brother, he was like, I'm not pursuing that. What a failure that would be. But as soon as they came into contact, as they were both adults, the red string develops a day later. Mm-hmm. They both get, like, terrible fevers. They're both down for the count. And unfortunately, Wuseo knows immediately who it was. He's like, I had contact with 2 people, and I've had contact with Jisuk several times, so I know it's not him. Mm-hmm. So it was Jigyeon. Jigyeon works in an office building, was like, I shook people's hands. I don't really know who it was, and he's kind of freaking out. And he has these hopes in his heart. He's like, I did bump into Wuseo. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I would love to be tied to him, obviously, because I have feelings. And so when Wuseo goes over to Jisuk's apartment, he tries to avoid Jigyeon knowing what's going on, but he starts to feel really guilty because Wuseo's not sleeping great. And Jisuk's like, oh my gosh, you should see my brother. He developed a ring and now he can't rest at all. Like, he's a complete mess, which is very unlike him. Mm-hmm. And Wuseo's just like, great. So he tries to take the elevator down from the apartment building. And Jigen's like, I'll give you a ride. And then immediately sees his ring. And he's like, we need to talk. So where it gets really messy is Jigyeon is like, look, I'll pay for the hotel. We should just start staying together in the same hotel every night so that we can get sleep. Because I'm restless. You're restless. Let's help each other out here. And he says it as if he has the intent to remove their rings eventually. He's like, just until we remove these rings somehow. Because obviously this isn't going to work. He fully well wants everything to work. Mm-hmm. So Jigen's like, I'll pay for the hotel. Let's stay together. And also, if it makes it easier on you, you can just pretend I'm my brother. Because I know you have feelings for my brother. And this is the part where I was like, now you listen here. That sounds very unhealthy for both of you. That's going to blur a lot of lines.
Don't worry. He had a plan.
Yeah, he did. Because he is like a tried and true and self-proclaimed manipulator.
Yeah.
He's very into this himself. And you know what? For that, I do appreciate him as a character.
Yeah.
He's not shying away from it at all.
Because we know what you appreciate is a character who can be toxic and proud about it.
Yeah. Genuinely. I'm like, unapologetic? Who are you? So, I can appreciate a man who knows what he's about. Wuseo, however, did start to kind of piss me off a little bit. Because Wuseo's leaning into it. He's like, well, I could, like, kiss him, and it'd be like kissing Jisuk. I'm like, don't do that to yourself. Don't fall for that. Like, it's Jigyeon being toxic, so it's definitely his fault. But also I'm like, Wuseo, you deserve better than this. You should look internally a little bit there, bud. And so he very quickly is like, yeah, this makes sense. Jigyeon has his sister move out of the apartment with him and his brother and is like, oh, there's a vacant space. Wuseo should move in. Because doesn't he need a place to live? And Jisuk's like, hell yeah. My best friend gets to move in with us. That's awesome. With Jisuk not knowing that they are the fated partners.
Yeah.
So Jigyeon does this. He's like, way easier for you to just come into my room every night and we can sleep together and then we'll just wake up before Jisuk and he won't know. So they're doing all of this under Jisuk's nose. Could this have been resolved by saying that they were each other's ring partner? Sure, but then you wouldn't have a 65 episode story. So I progress. Jigyeon has a horrible ex who wants to break things off with him. Mm-hmm. Or who he wants to break things off with because his ring develops. And he's like, look, this isn't going to work out because I know you're not my fated person and I can't sleep anyways and you're not it. And this guy ends up holding it against Wuseo and he's like, I'm just going to cut off Wuseo's finger. And that way there's no red string and then I get to be with Jigyeon. Very romantic. Definitely a great way to win over your crush. And Jigyeon finds out and he's immediately like, oh my gosh, Wuseo got attacked. I get to treat him like a little baby and take care of him. This is great. And now lines are starting to really get blurred for Wuseo. Woo-seo is feeling guilty. He's like, there's no way Ji-gyun wants to be connected to me. And he's actively looking on how to disconnect their rings. There's a method to do it, but the connector, as the person is called, says, yes, you can disconnect your rings, but you would lose all memory of one another. And so that's up to you. And usually you'd want to loop in the other person. Ji-gyun is like, I'll do whatever you want to do, Woo-seo. Just you tell me and I'll do it. Just pathetic puppy eyes, you know? And Woo-seo's like, well, I don't want to forget him. Like, we have a pretty good history and I actually am like kind of liking you. And it's really starting to blur because it went from things Ji-gyun does remind me of Ji-sok to things that Ji-sok does remind me of Ji-gyun. And the affection really does like transfer. Ji-sok is noticing that Woo-seo is growing more close with Ji-gyun, and it makes him extremely uncomfortable, but in his own toxic way, because he doesn't really romantically want Woo-seo. He just doesn't want Ji-gyun to romantically have Woo-seo. So he communicates this to Ji-gyun, and Ji-gyun's like, you're not doing it, so what's the problem with me doing it? Very openly. And he's tried throwing his own friend in front of Ji-sok to like take Ji-sok out shopping to get them more time alone. And Ji-sok's like, I'm picking up what you're doing. And this is fucked up. So he goes out drinking with Woo-seo and he professes his love to Woo-seo. And Woo-seo's like, I know that this isn't true. Like, that's a pretty shitty feeling. And maybe you should have just kept that to yourself and waited until that was like a full baked idea before you threw that at me. And he's like, I never imagined a life where Ji-sok could tell me that he has feelings back for me and I wouldn't immediately accept it. But that's where we are now. So Ji-gyun is immediately seeing this. He's like, I won. Look at me. I've officially gotten it so that Woo-seo is happy to be linked to me, and that's all I needed. And Ji-sok is brokenhearted, and he starts pursuing to see how he can get not only the rings removed from his brother and his best friend, but how he can get a ring attached to him and his best friend. Just to keep his best friend from being with his brother. Which, like, fair, kind of awkward. But also, like, you've been oblivious this entire time. And then you also made a fake love confession. But you don't actually want Woo-seo. You just don't want anyone else to have him.
Yeah.
So that's selfish. So he tries to do this. A huge blow up goes down. Ji-sok's like, you should ask Ji-gyun how he's manipulating you. And Woo-seo's like, whatever. And he grabs Ji-gyun's hand and then he's like, yeah, but like, how are you manipulating me? What's going on? And Ji-gyun tells him everything. He's like, no, I've loved you for a really long time. I would have done anything and everything to have you. This is the way that I felt that I could do it, was to get you to see me in a different light. Felt I had to say I was like my brother and that you could look at me that way. And here we are. It worked. It's almost like there are some people who are really toxic.
And who falsely accuse their wives of murder and then rescue them in hopes that then the wife will feel grateful to them.
Sometimes you just have to fabricate a scenario in which they need to lean on you a little bit, right? Don't take this as advice. It's not actual advice. But like, I read about it.
But I do love the fact that Ji-gyun is like, look, now that I've told you everything, you can love me for me. And, you know, I'll give you your time to decide now. So take your time. You decide. You let me know when you love me.
Yeah, the cards are all on the table. You see everything at this point. So you can decide if you want to unlink us. I'll accept it. Like, whatever you want to do.
And I love that, like, it ends up with him being like, yeah, okay, I do love you and all your toxic, stupid behavior. And then their rings fully form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So basically, Woo-seo takes his time. He's like, hey, I'm going to go help my mom at her business for a little bit. And, you know, I'm going to take some time to think. Neither of them are sleeping. They're just completely miserable. And Ji-sok realizes that he was a selfish POS. So he's like, okay. He like tries to form a meeting. He like brings food over to Woo-seo and he's like, stop torturing yourself. Like, do you want to undo the rings? Woo-seo's like, I don't think so. And he's like, then fucking don't, but stop doing this to yourself. Like, just communicate and figure your shit out. And so Ji-gyun kind of like makes his way to Woo-seo. As soon as they make contact, Woo-seo falls asleep because he's just so drained and tired. And Ji-gyun pushes through being tired and stays by Woo-seo's side to help him get rest. And then leaves without getting his own rest because he's trying to look after Woo-seo. And Woo-seo sees it and he's like, you're an asshole, but you're my asshole.
Yeah.
The end. I love it.
I love it. I love it so much. It's such a good story.
It was so good. I loved every single piece of it. And yeah, is it like the typical Red String of Fate story that I usually go for? No, but I love a unique take on a fated love. And like, listen, if you're fated to love an asshole, sorry, but like, I'll read about it.
Even if you're not fated to love that asshole, you'll read about it.
Yeah, probably. And I'd probably love it. So it's fine. But what a birthday present to me. I'm so glad. I need to explore all of the Red String stories. Any and all recommendations welcome.
Yeah.
I love it. Toxic, comfort, whatever.
I mean, we have found that there are stories that you are not familiar with, so they're out there.
So I'm really not doing my job. And I really need to step it up.
Yeah.
That's what I've figured out. But thank you all so much for joining us, especially on my birthday. And we're looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Happy birthday.
Yay!
Goodbye.
Bye.